In this clip, we will create a new mesh network and use the mesh editor to be well organized. Okay, now that I got my text animation, let's take care of the floral shapes. If you want to follow along, you can open the m2_04.mb file in the scenes directory. Okay, let's unhide the floral shapes. I will select both of them in the outliner and then do a Shift+H to unhide them. Now, just to make sure my computer won't crash because I have too many mesh operations at the same time, I will hide the text for now. You don't have to do that if you have a powerful machine. In my case, while I'm recording, it may crash. We're never too sure, and it's a good habit to have. When I'm doing these kinds of effects, I'm always careful of what I'm displaying in my viewer. Mesh could quickly generate a lot of polygons. While working in Maya, you will encounter some massive crashes for sure, so be prepared, especially when working with simulations. At the end of this module, we will learn how to cache these simulations to be safe, but for now, let's just hide it. Okay, I could leave these two geometries separated and create two mesh networks to animate them differently, but I feel here that I could probably merge them and animate them all at once. So let's go back to the modeling menu, select both floral shapes in your outliner and go to the mesh menu and then combine. It creates a new single mesh. Rename that guy florals. Now, by having this mesh selected, we will again delete the history of the operation we did, just to be sure that nothing goes wrong. So go to Edit, and here be careful. You want to choose Delete by Type, and not the Delete All by Type. Delete by Type will affect only the selected objects. The Delete All by Type will delete the entire history of the entire scene. You don't want to do that now, because Mesh needs all its nodes to animate the text animation we did earlier. One more time, if one day you have any doubts about that, save your work before doing that. Well, that said, let's just click on Delete by Type, then History. And we are good. I can even delete this empty group here. I don't need that. Okay, now I will go a bit faster as I already explained all of that in the previous clips. This is a good way for you to check if you understood everything. If there is anything unclear for you, I will recommend to watch again the previous clips of this module. Like I did previously, I will create a cube. I could use the one I already created, but just to be clean, I prefer always to have a new object per mesh network. I will select this new cube and create a mesh network. Instead of going in the mesh menu, you can come to the mesh shelf here and click on the first icon. Then I will go to the distribute node and choose a mesh distribution. Go under the mesh tab, go and grab with the middle click of the mouse the floral shapes to the input mesh box. Select the face center distribution and then check the flood mesh box. Okay, before going any further, I'd like to show you the mesh editor. Change back that menu for animation, and if you go to the mesh menu up there, you can select here mesh editor. This is a small handy window allowing you to access quickly to your nodes and your different networks. For example, I can jump to that random node from the other network and come back to my distribute here. I can easily disable a node here, and as we will do in the next clip, I can add a node directly from there. Now, just to avoid any confusion, I will properly rename my mesh networks. I like to keep the mesh 1, mesh 2, but then I usually write down something to identify them properly. I will call my first one mesh 1 underscore text and the second one mesh 2 underscore floral. Alright, in the next clip, we will animate these floral shapes with an offset node, but a bit differently as we did before. We will use a fall-off object. See you there!